Good morning, all. I'm sure all of you have had this sort of energizing sessions with Clara, and followed by the amazing session we had with David, Margaret, and I'm forgetting the name, our lovely panelist from Amazon. Hopefully, we're going to keep the tempo up, and as we have, you can see good diversity on panel between human and machine. We will try to keep it as exciting as possible. Very interesting. Again, I'm going to sort of talk about certain points from Clara's session. I mean, as we navigate rapidly across the landscape of technology, I'm sure it's clear that AI and ChatGPT are poised to revolutionize the way we interact with customers and drive business growth. So on this panel, we'll explore the opportunities as well as challenges that come with these innovations and how they can help us create more personalized, meaningful interactions with customers, partners, and the wider community as a whole. Thank you, Pepper. So I think the key is really collaboration as well as understanding where technology and AI and ChatGPT can be complementary to the existing teams and add value. And I'll give an example before I move to the next question. Last week I was in a program from Financial Times where we were doing certain board simulations and looking at sort of next generation of board strategy. And you know, we had to quickly sort of in the 30 minutes between all our day jobs come up with a 500-word article on board governance and what good behavior looks like from an NED for a public limited company. And we did sort of this live. We looked at ChatGPT to sort of look at what they thought as well from an NED perspective, and that was sort of, thanks for that. So the answer was bang on. And I think it's really about using our intelligence as well as our own judgment in terms of what we are feeding in and what we are utilizing to sort of make use for ourselves. I mean, to give you an example in terms of for scale-ups within financial services, I mean, I've set up my advisory firm 6 months back, and we are in the area of providing fractional CMO consultancy, board advisory, to PE scale-ups and founders within B2B Fintech and SaaS space. And contrary to what I'm used to spending in the last 25 years of my sort of enterprise career around where we would typically have 50% in program budget, for another, let's say 45% on people, and another 5% on technology. Versus now my investment is completely skewed. I mean, I have gone ahead and invested 70% of the sort of investments that I had allocated for marketing in tech, and remainder in programs and people is a very small part of it. And as a result, in 6 months, we've been able to scale, I would say, 100x. And so far, obviously, we're still small, but in terms of a conversion rates, because of this good complement between technology and good use of tech, so far we have 95% conversion rate of all the leads that we have. Question for Pepper, as a good segue in terms of getting Pepper's views as well. How do you see in terms of the use of ChatGPT within the context of Metaverse and the impact on sales and marketing?
AI and technology can accelerate deals and drive efficiencies by automating tasks, providing predictive analytics, personalizing the sales process, and facilitating collaboration. This can help businesses improve their bottom line and stay ahead of the competition.
Oh. How many of you agree with Pepper? Quick show of hands, please. Oh, sorry, Pepper. I mean, I think the audience is just warming up to you. Still very used to us humans with our specific sort of answers. Thank you, Pepper. Perhaps I think I would want to sort of repeat that question again. I mean, Pepper, do you have your views around the regulatory framework and the do's and the don'ts?
The adoption of AI in the financial services industry has significant implications for the regulatory framework. including bias and fairness, accountability and transparency, privacy and security, and compliance and regulation. Regulators need to ensure that AI is developed and deployed in a responsible and ethical way that benefits the industry and its customers.
Thank you, Pepper. And I think that's what it all boils down to, right? I mean, regulatory frameworks or regulators, whether it's in the case of AI or compliance, have to think about what sort of policies and frameworks we put in place so that it sort of enhances and complements the business rather than, I would also say, rather than being a stumbling block. Thank you, Pepper, and thanks to the wonderful panelists over here. So just in summary on this panel, I mean, we all have seen and heard about the challenges and benefits, but within the context of implementing these technologies requires careful consideration and planning so that we can ensure that they're used responsibly and ethically.